Hello, my little goblins. We're back at it again. This time we're playing Rescue Ace, and I'm actually really excited about this deck because I've been playing Rescue Ace on Yu-Gi-Oh! Omega before these cards even came out, and I know this deck isn't as powerful as it is on Omega, but it's still pretty good. Like, it's not that bad. So the reason why I'm going to say this deck isn't that bad, I might be coping though, is the fact that these trap cards, these interruptions that they have are actually really, really strong and really annoying to play against. So pretty much it's all on the trap cards. The problem with the deck though is consistency, because we don't have emergency, which is a big hit. We don't have preventer, which is another interruption. I don't even want to talk about the snake eyes support, because that stuff will also bring this deck over the edge. But it's still pretty good. It's still not bad. If you're wondering what this extra deck is, well, we do run Pot of Ixtrav and Pot of P. That being said, for the most part, if you do have access code, you don't really want to get rid of access code. You guys will kind of see what my banishes are with Pot of P. But if you have a way of going into Springen's Merrymaker, which is really only one way in the deck, is like double airlifter, then you obviously want to be doing that because you can get Regulus out of the deck, and then boom, Regulus is a nice little way of getting a good interruption on the board. Now, the deck doesn't have a crazy amount of machines, but the machines it does have, you got machine, 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 and these cards are warriors. So that's that. We're going to go into some games. You guys will see how the deck actually plays in person. We got actually some pretty sweet replays, I would say. And see how it goes. And then we'll talk about the deck in the recap. Alrighty, we're here with game number 1 against Melidom. And we're going to Pot of P here. And let's just look at what I banished off the Pot of P. I just got rid of a lot of these cards. Lingaribo is not like the craziest card to have. So we don't have any level 4. I mean, it's kind of just a deck. It's a completely dead card. Just banish it off the cards. We banish Security Dragon and banish Sunlight. Technically, these cards are in the deck to combo off into Heat Soul, but I didn't think with this hand I was going to go into Heat Soul anyway. I actually had a plan for it, especially off of this Pot of P. I ended up finding Airlifter, which is actually really good. So Airlifter, a lot of the times you do get HQ off of Airlifter, but since I had HQ in hand, send that. We're going to bring back Hydrant. Hydrant's effect is going to activate, and this is like super funny. This is going to happen a lot in your games. People do not know Hydrant has protection as long as there's another ace, another rescue ace on the field. It makes it so you can't target this card for attacks or effects. So he has to target Lifter, add Turbulence. Here comes HQ. Boom, boom. There's Springen's Merrymaker. There's Sargus. And then boom, we got Regulus. We're going to go into IP. I mean, this is going to be probably a better board than you're normally going to see with this deck, because we end on IP, 4 back row, and we end on IP Masquerena. So we're going to set the 3 traps with Alert. Honestly, I set Alert here because we used Rescue, but I ended up putting 2, after a few games after this, I ended up putting this deck to 2 Rescue. So you guys will see what the end result looks like in the recap. So I'm going to use Extinguish, pop it. Now, if we had Hydra on the field, I probably would wait to pop. But since we do not have Hydrant, because what this card does is when you pop the card, your opponent cannot activate the effects of destroy monsters for the rest of the turn. So it's actually a super annoying card. It almost acts like a mini call by too when you pop it. So he's going to summon this. He's going to go into Shangri Era. We're completely fine with this. I'm going to use Alert to just grab Hydrant, add it to hand. We just negate it with Current. It's negated for the rest of the turn. Also, if you guys don't know, Current, when you have Hydra on the field, this makes it so the monster cannot be used for Fusion, Synchro, Exi, or Link material. So these cards have extra crazy effects when you have Hydra on the field, and the effects are kind of nuts. So we're going to call by this Ash because we're just going to kill our opponent. So there's no point in making sure our Ash lives. So we're going to recycle, draw. And I'm not 100% sure why he's sitting through this. I'm just doing this to BM my opponent. Pop. We attack. And then there's reinforce. Boom. Big damage. Big damn. But that's kind of how the deck is. It's a control deck. We even have to use IP or negates. But hello and welcome to game number 2. And our hand is actually looking pretty crazy. We opened pot of P. And yeah, it's looking pretty good. We just add Airlifter. Airlifter is a... I'm not going to say it's a one-card combo because it is not. But unfortunately, my opponent maxes us, so... We're going to end up giving him 3 draws here because we have to link these 2 monsters off to go into IP. Then Turbulence is going to summon to do this. We summon plus set rescue, and then I think we set the 3 traps. And then we're just going to pass. But again, like I said, pretty strong board. We have Hydra on the field already. Turbulence. So like we can use IP early, use rescue, bring back the whatever card I'm missing, and then do some stuff here. So we're going to maxi our opponent. He's going to Ash us, of course, because why wouldn't he? Here comes Cash. He's playing full power Cash. Boom, there goes Fenrir. We pop it. He plays Rise Heart. He ends up maxing me again. I go into Nightmare Unicorn. I don't understand why he didn't add the Unicorn. The only thing that this tells me is my opponent has, like, the Cash tier spells in hand. Like, he has, like, the... He has that bare minimum, like Carthiosis or whatever. So maybe he didn't think he needed it? I don't know. He was screwed regardless, because I had a negate. I didn't use this negate yet, so... So if you're wondering why I didn't use Pot of Extravagance, I assume one of these cards are called by. So for me, I'm trying to go for the 50-50 here. I end up hitting the 50-50. I hit the call by, and then I bring this back. He doesn't have an answer here. It's GG. So, pretty easy to OTK from that position, I would say. Alright, this is game number 3, and our opener, against pretty okay. It's nothing super crazy. We have call by for this D-shifter, but we get to search off our card. You would actually think so, but we get ashed. The thing is, we had to call by shifter, because if we don't call by shifter, like, this is all screwed anyway, so we're gonna do it. So he's gonna go Ogre. Ogre's gonna attack. I'm gonna use Impulse to summon Fire Engine. Now you could say, why didn't you pop this, right? And I would say, I don't see the need to pop this. He's just killing the stupid fire attacker. I'm pretty positive he wanted to kill this because he didn't want to use the search on this to give me, because this lets me draw 2 cards and discard 1. If that happens, like if he adds a card to his hand. So he does negate the Fire Engine, which to me is hilarious because he does it because he has Catharsis, and so I'm just gonna extinguish now and just bricks his entire turn, unless he has like something crazy like Unicorn. But I think he would have played Unicorn first if that was the case. So here comes Turbulence. Banish 2. He uses preparations, does nothing, and he just scoops it up because he can't do anything when I have about to set 4. So, yeah, who would have known plus 4ing would have been pretty good in this game. All right, we're here at game number 4 against GWT 2. I gotta go. So, I'm gonna say this right now. Our board sucks, right? Really bad board. My hand was bad. There's nothing I could do with this hand. The only good thing is I have Impulse. But this hand is atrocious. There's nothing I could add. If you're wondering why I didn't add the other card, is because the other card doesn't do anything. I'm hoping off of Impulse, I use Impulse, summon my card, and then Fire Attacker comes out too. I can get some bodies going. But as you can see, Fire Hydra gets activated. He activates Birth. Honestly, misplay on my part. When he activated Unicorn, I should have just activated every card I had. But I didn't, so here comes our Fire Engine. And now I'm going to have to summon Fire Attacker. And he's going to draw 2. Now he's doing some Claw plays, but now I'm going to start drawing here. And then he ashes me. I could have called by the Ash. I chose not to. I'm patient. I'm a patient man. He searches off Scareclaw. Now, unfortunately, if he pops my back row, I'm fucked. Right? I just lose the game. But since he does not, he pops Lingeribo, I actually have a chance of winning this. So here he goes into Scareclaw Tryhard. Now, the only way, the thing he fucked up horribly here is he needed to use this level 3 for it. He did not use the level 3, so he's kind of a moron. So now he has to do this really, really awkward play, go into a Rise Heart. So now I have to call by the Scareclaw. And he gets a bunch of triggers here. I have one Imperm I'm going to have to use on a Rise Heart, unfortunately, because this card skull fucks me. Like the Macrocosmos effect, way too much to deal with. But my opponent doesn't have anything else, so yeah. Now, you might say, hey, Fat Zooid, you have 12 cards and you're about to get 12 cards in your hand. You should auto-win this. It's a lot tougher than that, because, like, I still have to find a way of outing this, and these are 2 back row, and you're going to see these 2 back row are really annoying. So I'm going to Imperm. I activate HQ. I normal summon Impulse, which I normal summoned Impulse because I had Airlifter in hand, and I wanted to use Airlifter's effect in case he did anything. But realistically, I should have summoned Airlifter, because I would have Airlifter and Impulse in hand. So just because, this is a force activation, our Rise Heart. Even though it's negated, the add to card effect is a forced activation, right? So I think ultimately I still should have done the other play that I just said. But I summoned the Hydrant, and he chains the Book of Moon to this, and I'm gonna have to chain all my cards to this because I need the secondary effects of these spells off of Hydrant, which unfortunately I was gonna get forced into Birth no matter what because I was gonna have 3 cards in the graveyard, right? Even off 1. So I was just like, you know what, I'll take the L here. He'll banish the cards. This will force the effect of Cash, right? And then I could trigger Airlifter, right? So that was my idea. So we banish. It forces the trigger because he doesn't have a choice in the matter. Summon Turbulence. Turbulence is going to set 3 or 4. Yeah, I set the 4. Okay, nice. And then I go into Dark. Dark is going to grab me Reichart. I go into Unicorn. Unicorn here is actually going to be super important. We get rid of that. Now I can go Turbulence. The field spell makes my field spell, even though his is lowering me, my field makes me be able to trample this. So we're going to kill this. We're going to try and kill this. Doesn't die because of the rival. Then we go to Access Code. We're going to have to pop this Birth. And now I go Regulus. So now I'm going to shuffle these cards back into the deck. Draw. Fine, right? I really wish I could have used this 1 for 1, but I do have Rescue in the graveyard and I have a Hydrant in the graveyard. So I think I'm okay. Because remember the Arise Heart, when it died, it gave us a bunch of material in the graveyard. So we're going to Rescue, bring back Hydrant, and now my opponent's skull fucked because I have this, which is a Monster Negate. He only has 2 cards. Monster Negate, and he can't use this for Exia or Lynx. I have Extinguisher as a pop, so if I pop his Scareclaw, Lightheart, there's no way he can search for another thing. The biggest mistake I made right here was playing Hydrant in defense, so don't do that. Just make sure you're paying attention, because I gave him 3 monsters for the Planet Reichart, and no bueno. I'm pretty much I lose my Regulus because of this. So he plays Unicorn, we negate it. Unicorn can't attack either. And that's going to be GG. So yeah, Maxi carried the game, but our opening hand was really, really bad. And honestly, I was expecting to die the turn I played. So, yeah. I would say we lucked out on that one. I thought it was still a good game. Alrighty, we're here with game number 5, and my opponent gets to go first. So we're going to Ash the Dogmatic Ecclesia. He sets 2. And he's playing a trap deck. I didn't know he was playing Labyrinth, but he is. So, is what it is. So this is actually a really interesting play on my part. I play HQ. I max C the Big Welcome. And now he's going to activate the Lovely. So he's going to pop HQ because HQ gives me a normal summon, right? So that's 100% what he's going to do. There's no reason why he wouldn't, right? So in my reaction, I activate Airlifter, right? So you activate Airlifter's effect. to special summon Hydrant because it will force him to pop Hydrant. Because if he doesn't pop Hydrant, he's screwed, right? But if I didn't do that play, right? I just let him do whatever, and he popped HQ, my turn just ends. I don't do anything. So that was the reason why I did that. So now I summon Fire Engine. I bring back the Hydrant. The Hydrant adds Turbulence. Remember, he cannot imperm the Hydrant. This is imperm. He activates it. I have Designator. It's GG. He just let me get 4 cards out of my deck, and he's scooping it up. So, GG. Easy game. Alrighty, we're here with game number 6 against Deuce. And, yeah, this guy's going to be playing Lebellion into Dragunity. So, yeah, he's going to be doing Dragunity plays. Remember, we're going second. He's Ravine. I Ash the Ravine. And then he sets. So, you would think this would be easy peasy leasy, right? You'd be wrong. Because the problem... Big problem. One of the big problems with this deck is, for right now, it's a big problem because we don't have the support. I have to rely on my normal summon. So I normal summon Airlifter, right? And he has Solemn Strike. So that just instantly ends my turn if you guys don't know. So I just have to set 2 pass because I don't have enough cards for Turbulence. This is why Emergency is so crazy, because then you'd have Emergency to banish too. I call by the Lebellion that he's targeting with the Magma Hut. He sends Ravine. He grabs Legatus. So he's going to combo here. And he's going to go into a 6. I actually thought I was going to die this turn. I swear the only reason I don't die is because this guy's playing some weird Dragunity stuff. Which I applaud him on at least playing something different. Because this guy goes into 7,600 damage on board. And you would think that he would have, like, Baron or something to go into, or if he uses these 2 cards, he could technically go into, like, Chaos Ruler, and then perhaps extend the board that way. But no, he doesn't have any of that, so he ends up bringing me down to 400 HP. Goes into Titanic Galaxy, but if he did have Baron, I did top deck Imperm, so it didn't matter. So just Imperm. There's Get Impulse. There's Karibo. Turbulence is coming out. And this is already GG. I just got 4 cards. Dude, this card is so crazy when you think about it. This is a literal, like, what cards? There's not many cards in the game that literally +4 you. Like, this card is so crazy good. So, we get that tap. And we have full throttle here. I'm going to activate Impulse, and we're going to also negate the Buster Whelp, because if this adds Prologue to hand, he could use the Ravine to discard it and then do a bunch of annoying shit. So, I'm going to activate Reinforce to stop the Hope. He goes into Sky Thunder. So, this is where I think my opponent kind of done goofed. Well, not done goofed. He was just screwed. So him going to the Zeus, the reason why I'm going to say he's screwed is if you might be saying, oh, your opponent's an idiot. But if he waited for me to get Hydrant on the field, I could use Extinguish on Zeus when he activates his ability, pop the Zeus, and then Zeus is negated. Because this card acts almost like Call By. So, because if I have Hydrant on the field. So him activating this, like, pre-summon, is actually the right play to do if he was gonna Zeus, but he's screwed because I used this trap, Reinforce, right? So he's actually just screwed, because this card's unaffected by monster effects. So here we go, we pop it, summon the Hydrant, use Reinforce to set the spell, use the spell to flip up Turbulence, and now it's GG, because now what I can do is search Airlifter, summon, get the field, shuffle everything back, +4 again off Turbulence. He's super dead, but he's also dead just by life points. So, deck has a crazy grind game, as long as you got the field spell. So, Hello and welcome to the recap. If you guys enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel and like the video and turn on the notification bell. Also, join our Discord. The link's down below. We host tournaments every Friday, so check them out. Let's talk about this deck real quick. This deck is a lot of fun. Before I even say anything, the deck is really fun to play. Now is the deck really good? The deck's kind of middle of the pack. It's not horrible. It's not horrible whatsoever. And the reason it's not horrible is just because how powerful Turbulence is. This card is absolutely crazy cracked. Getting +4 off of a card is so like unheard of. And you might be saying, well, it's our Rescue Ace cards. They suck. These cards aren't even bad. They're like actually good. Now I did say that I fixed the deck a little, or changed it a little from the original, and the main thing was the IP. I also ended up removing one of the Rescue Ace HQs more to think about it, I think it's needed. I think Rescue HQ is absolutely needed. I think it's a really solid card. I will say this, one thing I'm gonna say is I think for the sake of going second. Now, Imperm, you've seen Imperm doing a lot in the deck from the matches you play. But I think for the sake of like you going second in some of your games, there is a world where you remove all these cards and maybe even remove like the Foolish. I don't know if a Foolish is 100% needed, but Foolish seems actually pretty good with Rescue and stuff. Oh, the Rescue's at 2, by the way, too. So there's a world where you can do this. So you have a much easier time breaking boards. And guess what? If you don't need the Evenly, if your opponent just has like a lazy monster or something like that, you can search for like Pot of P or something. Or you can search for like one of the Rescue Ace spells or something like that. Or even like Reinforcement or something, you know what I mean? But I think Triple Tactics Thrust could be a play that you play in the deck instead of Imperm. Because you've seen a lot of the games sometimes I can't even set the Imperm. So maybe the Thrust might be a little more useful in the sense if your opponent ashes you turn 1, boom. Like if you have no other plays, you can at least get like Extinguish or Contain. Or X, the other option, if your opponent, if you're going second and your opponent uses an effect, you can use the Triple Tactics Thrust to search evenly, and then you could deal with the board that way. Because there's definitely some matches, especially against Kashtira, because Kashtira is tough when they set up their board, where this card can go crazy. But Imperm goes crazy in that matchup too. It's actually a really strong card in that matchup, so I don't know. How the deck performed though? The deck actually did really well. We climbed from, I think, Duelist level 11 or 10, and we climbed to 16 like pretty quickly. We were winning. Pretty much how the wins would go. We'd be like win, lose, win, lose, win, lose, win, like kind of like that. So it was probably, I don't want to say the win rate because I don't 100% know it, but it was well over 50%. It's probably like more like 70% if I had to guess. Did Sargus come up? Like, do I have to craft Sargus if you don't have it? I don't think you need to craft Sargus if you don't have it. It came up like 2 games out of the entire time of me playing, which was probably around like 2.5 hours or something, or like 2 hours or something me playing. So I don't think you need to really do that. Also, was Extrav good? Extrav was really good in the deck. Pot of P was really good in the deck. Just drawing the extra cards sometimes helps you get into what you need. There's a world where you play like Perry Ree's map to search out Hydrant more effectively, but you are exposing your life points pretty dangerously because you lose 4,000 life points right from the get-go, and that's pretty painful. 1 for 1, I definitely think you should craft this. This card's really good in the deck because Hydrant is your best card. So yes, craft this card because you're gonna need it. But yeah, do I need Turbulence at 2? I think you need Turbulence at 2. I think you should play HQ at 2 too, if I'm gonna be real with you, because HQ, there is moments where this card would get banished, either banished face down or banished off top of my deck, and it was a little tilting because then you just have no it doesn't sound that annoying, but like, dude, when you're going into prolonged matches, this card wins you the game because you only have 6 spells and traps in the deck. So once this card sets 4, you need a way of recycling them, and this card pretty much lets you spam those cards over and over every turn. So gotta think of like Labyrinth, but like I would say even more aids to play against. It's I'm saying Labyrinth right now is definitely more aids to play against, but like this is really, really strong, and this is going to be really, really strong when they get the support, because it's right now in the OCG it's a tier 1 deck, so look out for it. But yeah, I think every other card I was playing was fine. Again, some of these cards like Lingaribo was useless. This card, you can replace this with whatever. It's just fodder. I think you should play definitely the Nightmare package. Maybe you can even play Nightmare Cerberus too. I think those cards are solid. Definitely play Hida. Definitely play Dark. You can do Dark really easy. Lingaribo into another monster. That's easy Dark. Lets you go into Nightmare Unicorn easy. There's a world where maybe you play Selene. But sometimes there's not enough like you don't have enough spells because you're banishing all your spells or you're recycling them, where you don't get enough counters off of it, right? So just keep that in mind. But I think the deck's pretty good. If I had a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna give this a solid like 7, and I'm gonna give it a solid 7. I don't want to give it higher than that. It's like it's like an average deck, average rogue deck for right now. On a tier scale, it's rogue. It's definitely nothing above rogue, but it's an interesting deck. I think you guys will have fun with it. I actually think I recommend making it, because if you're a fan of this deck, this archetype, guess what? When that new support comes out, this deck gets a lot better. And when the OCG support too, like the Snake Eye cards come out, this deck gets even way better. This deck gets nutty. So look out for that. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and remember to let me know down in the comments what you guys want to see next. It does help. I'm probably thinking about doing a video based on like Triple Tactics talent, because I think it'd be funny, or doing like Scareclaw Cash, because that deck actually seems pretty good. Seems like a pretty solid deck. So it's between those two for right now, but let me know. I might change my mind. All right, bye bye.